Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I have a fun and exciting Dollar Tree video for you. This full face is using entirely nothing but Dollar Tree products, new and old. I hauled a bunch of these and you just saw the haul yesterday, and today I'm going to be sharing a makeup look with you today. And I used some of the products and we'll save some of the other products for a different video. Let's get started. LaColors brow pencil. I'm so excited for this. This is a brow pencil you can find all the time at the Dollar Tree with some shape, size, or form of the LaColors brow pencil, and I just use that to kind of shape my brow and fill it in. It's not complicated. I literally just fill it in. I run the spoolie through, and I will off camera clean up with a Q-tip. And then I'm using this Be Pure highlighter pencil. I love this for under my brows. If I ever find this again, I will purchase another. It's really nice. It highlights the brow, it's matte, and it blends out easily. Now, first product I'm going to use is the Beauty Institution Smokey Browns eyeshadow palette, and upon first inspection this looks like an all matte eyeshadow palette. Some of them do have a slight sheen, so like a satin finish. I'm trying to decide what I want to do, but then I decide to do swatches. And if you're curious about what's on my nails, the tutorial will be linked in the cards and in the description box always. And I do a few swatches. A bit disappointing between the finger swatches and the hand when they transfer to the hand, but it is what it is. I am going to be taking on a fluffy crease brush the bright orange in the palette, and I'm going to place that in the inner portion of the crease, so the inner portion up to halfway, using the orbital bone as a guide to not take the color up too far. I always end up taking the color up too far, but it is what it is. I try to use that as my guide. I'm just going to go over this a few passes to really build it up. I'm impressed. It builds very nicely. I'm going to take the slightly darker orange right next to it to fill in the rest of the crease area, so the outer portion up to the middle. And you can see already just by placing these side by side and kind of doing some bouncing motion while I'm placing them, they actually blend really nicely. I will do a little blending segment soon. Like, I cannot believe how well these eyeshadows blended. It's so nice. I'm using a shadow switch, which you can also find these at Dollar Tree. And I'm going to blend those. Not that they needed it anymore, but look how flawless they blend. They blend seamlessly. They blend flawlessly. I can't get over it. It just blends over nicely. I'm going to take the red in the palette. It's pretty pigmented. They perform really nicely on the eyes. I'm going to be pouncing that in my outer corner, bringing it slightly up into the crease, not to cover up the other colors though, but just so there's more depth and definition there in the outer corner. And I don't know why, if I have a palette like this, I will always gravitate towards those warm colors. I love how this looked. I feel like it's perfect for fall. It reminds me of the falling leaves and my background. The video right now. I was trying to show that there's a little bit of kick up in the pan, but it's not too bad. And I'm going to be taking this creamy shade and I'm going to place this on the lid. Once again, I'm pretty impressed. I'm taking this on a flat shader brush and I'm just pressing this onto the lid, and it's adhering with no secondary base. It's blending in with the other colors seamlessly, and with all of these being somewhat of a matte finish or a satin, they are blending so nicely, and I cannot believe this is $1.25 for this kind of quality of eyeshadows. Honestly, if you see this palette, you should definitely get it if you're into these kind of colors. They did have other ones to choose from as well, but overall I'm really pleased. And I'm taking the lightest shade in this palette to highlight with, so that is going to be on a larger shader brush, and I'm just pressing it under the brow, and then you'll see me start sweeping it down into the crease to help maintain and control the crease line and blend that out so there's a seamless line between the highlight and the crease color. I love highlighting. It's one of my favorite parts of the makeup look. And I'm using the Sassy and Chic Mini Sponge 4-pack. I chose the purple ones. They did have other colors. These are, I would say, not the softest, but I actually really love these. These are also Sassy and Chic powder puff things, and I'm going to use those too. And I'm using the Be Pure Essentially Ageless Hydrating Serum Concealer in the shade Fair. Finally found a shade of mine. I smelled it because I was curious to see if it had a smell. It did not have a smell, which I'm really pleasantly pleased with. And I'm using this under the eyes, and I'm using that on one of those wet beauty sponges or mini sponges to blend it out. And actually, even though these sponges aren't like the softest, like, I really am enjoying these. I've used them a couple times now, even in everyday makeup. And I have to say also that concealer, I've used it a couple times as well. I'm super impressed with the concealer. It does have light coverage, light to medium coverage. It can be built up, but I would leave it alone because it's like this serum-y formula and it doesn't set right away. So I would be careful with building it up too much. So I just did like a light coverage here. You can still see some of my redness poking through. This Be Pure Infused powder, I'm using that to set that under the eyes, which in my personal opinion, after using this a few times, this is the way to go. If you have this powder and you have that concealer, I would suggest using this powder to set it. It locks it into place. They work really well together. And the concealer did not settle in my fine lines. The concealer did not crease. I wore it all day, hours and hours. I am pleasantly surprised and impressed with that concealer. I love it. And I'm using these LaColors Nude Glam bronzer and blush that I picked up a while ago. This one's in Siren. It's the bronzer. It is super pigmented. It blends out nicely. There is kick up in the pan. I bronze my cheeks, under the lip to make it look more powdery, pouty. Give it a pout. Forehead, nose, all that. LaColors Nude Glam blush in Sultry. Such a beautiful corally shade. I love it, and I really work this into my brush and get a lot of product. Like, I overdo the blush. Today I decided not to do highlighter because I don't know if it's portraying on camera, but there is a little bit of a sheen to this blush. And I'm showing the concealer off because I am incredibly impressed with how it applied under the under eyes. I guess it's called Essentially Ageless for a reason. And I really hope one day that I can find that Serum foundation again, but in my shade. Here I'm just using the shade I used on the lid for my inner corner, and the shade I first applied in the crease for my lower lash line. I'm going to tightline with an AOA Studio gel eyeliner, not from DollarTree. This eyeliner right here is not from DollarTree either, but you can find those for $1. Now, I cannot pronounce the name of this brand. I've tried. I feel like I can say it in my head, but I always spell saying it out loud. Does that make sense? It has a curved brush, and it's a volumizing mascara. The product is really on that brush, and I have to say, upon first opening this is one of the driest mascaras I've ever used. It's already flaking down onto my cheeks, but I do like the end result. This is one coat, and then this is 2 coats. I like it. And this look is really making my green eyes pop. Like this for like an everyday kind of mascara. I don't think I'll have it for very long in my collection, only because it's so dry, and it honestly was a little bit difficult to build up because the formula is so thick, but overall it is a decent mascara, so maybe I'll try it again in the future just to see. This Beauty Institute lipstick, I did a swatch of that for you, and then this Be Pure Jelly Lip, which I was really excited for. And oddly enough, even though they look different in the packaging, they are very similar, swatched next to each other, and are going to pair nicely with one another. So I applied some of the lipstick, and honestly I thought it would be a little darker, and it did have to be built up a little bit, but that's okay. It's a nice pretty fall color, and I couldn't wait to try this jelly lip, so I applied it right on top. Just kind of dotted it because I didn't want it to like get all over the wand, the lipstick. And I love how they paired together. The lipstick is very nice and creamy. It didn't have a weird smell. It didn't feel weird on my lips or tug at them. The lip jelly is nice It almost feels like a lip oil, but it's not. And there's no stickiness, and it's fabulous. Absolutely love it. Here I'm sharing all my favorite products. The look is done. I loved the concealer. It's my #1 favorite. I love the sponges, the lip jelly, and the eyeshadow palette. All fantastic products. Stay tuned for another Dollar Tree makeup look. Sharing my beautiful nail set here. I'm so happy with how these turned out. Tutorial in the description box and in the cards. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Found the tutorial helpful. Maybe try the look out for yourselves. Don't forget to check the description box as well as the cards for additional Dollar Tree links and a product list. Thank you so much for watching.